Boom, semen retention gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro, I'ma just stay in this position the whole entire time. This is what you call fighting for greatness. I repeat, this is what you call fighting for greatness. At the end of the day, you have to see the dating game as these women are on the train tracks. These guys are the trains. They're coming through deleting these women. They're coming through hitting these women. At the end of the day, by the time you get to them, oh, they don't even like men anymore. They're just promiscuous. They're lying and they're cheating on you. At the end of the day, even though that does not matter, listen, you have to focus on what does matter. What does matter is what are you leaving these children behind? Instead of trying to get behind a woman and you guys are acting like animals instead of acting like gorillas. Listen, gorillas roam the jungle with all masculinity. I repeat, gorillas roam the jungle with all masculinity. You guys need to roam the jungle with all masculinity. Listen, at the end of the day, how can you run up the millions if you have brain fog? I repeat, how can you run up the millions if you have brain fog? How can you upload and be consistently dropping content if you have brain fog? I repeat, how can you consistently upload and drop content, valuable content, if you have brain fog? If you have brain fog, listen, that's because you're lusting. I repeat, if you have brain fog, that's because you're lusting. That's because you're having too much sex. That's because you are not using your seed for procreation. You're using your seed for feel good, for relaxation. Listen, why would you want to feel relaxed? It's time to build. At the end of the day, animals only have one time a year to procreate, to release their seed. If they don't get to procreate, they're still retaining. They have work to do, and God gave you, the humans, dominion over all animals. I repeat, God gave you dominion over all the animals. How are the animals retaining longer than you guys? I repeat, how are the animals retaining longer than you guys? And God gave you dominion. But the problem is they took God out of America. They took God out of the school, and now it's ran by Lucifer and all his Luciferian students. At the end of the day, they want you to grow up and want to be obsessed with a woman. Once you're obsessed with a woman, you don't care about your future wife and you don't care about your future children. Be obsessed with the grind. I repeat, if you're obsessed with the grind, you will never struggle in life. I repeat, if you're obsessed with the grind, you will never struggle in life. You're only going to struggle in life if you are not obsessed with the grind and you are obsessed with the cheeks. I repeat, the red pill wants you to be obsessed with the cheeks. Why would you be obsessed with the cheeks when the cheeks don't pay? Only the cheeks tax you. I repeat, why would you be obsessed with the cheeks when the cheeks don't pay? The yoga pants don't pay. They only tax you. You're going to catch an SA charge, taxed. You're going to get child support, taxed. You're going to get on alimony, taxed. You're going to go through a divorce. She's going to get half of your assets. She's going to get your real estate properties. She's going to get your property. At the end of the day, do you know what country you're in? You're in America. Follow the laws of the land. I repeat, you're in America. Follow the laws of the land. Listen, at the end of the day, when you're 10 toes down, you run with the angels. I repeat, when you 10 toes down, you run with the angels. When you run with friends, you run with the wolves. I repeat, when you run 10 toes down, you run with the angels. When you run with your friends and you run into the dating game, you run with the wolves. I repeat, why would you want to run with the wolves? The wolves don't look like this. I repeat, the wolves don't look like this. And even if they do look like this, they don't realize they have this. They still need a pack. At the end of the day, we're not roaming in packs. At the end of the day, we're not having a group thinking mindset. At the end of the day, they want you to think like a pack. I repeat, they want you to think like a pack. They want you to smoke a pack, be addicted to the pack, and then go in between a woman's legs and release in a woman's crack. I repeat, they want you to think in a mindset of a pack. Think as together as in a pack. They want you to be addicted to smoking a pack. Then you get behind a woman and go all the way inside a woman's cat. I repeat, you go all the way inside a woman's cat instead of going all the way to your future family and your future wife. At the end of the day, instead of going all the way toward future real estate, instead of going all the way to the future Lamborghini dealerships, instead of going all the way into the supercar dealership, instead of going all the way to the McLarens, the Ferraris, the C8 Corvettes, instead of that, they want to go to a woman's crack. You guys have to get off the crack. At the end of the day, it's easy to retain. That's the only way you're going to go on a long streak, when you convince yourself that it's easy to retain. If you think it's hard, it's gonna be hard. If you think it's easy, it's gonna be easy to retain. At the end of the day, it's so easy to retain because now I can upload content. Now I have mental clarity. Now I can see straight. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I repeat, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. You guys cannot see clearly. You guys only see the cheeks. Soon as you see a woman, you guys got x-ray vision. You know what it looked like underneath. At the end of the day, why are you focused on this? Listen, they print billions and trillions of dollars every single day. What are you leaving behind for your future? What are you leaving behind for your future wife? What inheritance are you leaving behind your future children? Are they going to grow up to hate you because you wanted to be a pimp? You wanted to be a pimp. You said, I need 70%. At the end of the day, don't follow DDG. He put on the makeup. He got a kiss. At the end of the day, listen, kissing is for your wife. I repeat, kissing is for your wife only. You kiss 0 women. You smash 0 women and tell them take that. You smash 0 woman. Listen, you gotta have the MC Hammer mindset. Until you are established and you have a wife, you gotta have the MC Hammer mindset. To all women that say, ooh, you been retaining that seed, you look real good. I see your skin glowing. Ooh, let me get a kiss. At the end of the day, can't touch this. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, doom, can't touch this. Doom, 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 can't touch this. Oh, they can touch you guys. That's why they getting half of your assets. I repeat, you keep letting these women touch you out here. You keep letting these women touch that out here. Oh, they getting half of your assets. They taking your seed. They running off with your seed. They straight interception, touchdown. Boom, they spiking it. You letting these women spike the ball on you. You guys are letting OnlyFans models spike the ball on you. They pulling up in Lambo. Eurus is backing up. Oh, get out of here, you creep. Oh, you get out of here, creep. At the end of the day, why are you letting them talk to you like that? At the end of the day, that's because you can't control your lust. At the end of the day, that's because you're not focused. Listen, the 98% of people in this world do not believe. I repeat, that 98% of these people out here in the world do not believe. That's why they cannot achieve. If you believe, you can achieve. At the end of the day, how do you believe if you're with a woman that you don't want to lead? At the end of the day, how can you believe if you're with a woman that you don't want to lead? At the end of the day, listen, what are you leaving behind? That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest question. What are you leaving behind? A PlayStation 5? Oh, wow. At the end of the day, listen, leave behind the McLarens, leave behind the Ferraris, leave behind the Corvette C8s, leave behind the Dodge Demons, leave behind the beach houses, the rental properties. At the end of the day, leave behind the real estate portfolios, leave behind land, leave something behind. Listen, you have to give it all to your children. At the end of the day, you can't die with the money. You can't take the money with with you, but you can leave behind the inheritance. They love to say, I can't die with this money, but you can leave behind the inheritance. What about your children? They didn't ask to be here. You have to leave something behind. Whatever your father did, whatever your parents did, let them live their life. Now it's your time to lead. Now it's your time to lead with the iron fist. At the end of the day, boom, you know what's going on. Send retention gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.